What happens when a violent crime collides with questions of justice, immigration, and identity? In Sweden, a murder case involving a Gambian-born young man has sparked a debate far beyond the courtroom. Welcome back to Case, Cause, and Criminology, where true crime meets critical thinking. Here, we go beyond the headlines to explore the psychology, sociology, and theories that help us understand why crime happens. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the cases where criminology meets reality. The case. In 2023, a 19-year-old man of Gambian origin who had grown up in Sweden but never obtained citizenship was convicted of murder. The case shocked the public, not only for the crime itself but for what followed in court. Swedish prosecutors pushed not only for a prison sentence but also for deportation, essentially banishing him from the country he had called home. The case went all the way to Sweden's Supreme Court. In April 2025, the court upheld the deportation but limited the ban. Instead of being barred for life, he would be forbidden from re-entering Sweden for 10 years. For some, this was justice. For others, it was a troubling example of how the justice system treats non-citizens, even those raised within its borders. The cause: so what could have led a young man, barely out of adolescence, to commit such a serious crime? Details of the motive remain complex, but criminologists and psychologists point to a range of possible influences. Identity struggles. Growing up in Sweden as a non-citizen can create feelings of exclusion and marginalization. Peer influence and youth culture. Violent crime among young men often emerges within group dynamics, not in isolation. Behavioral risk factors. Impulsivity, lack of emotional regulation, and exposure to crime in social circles. But beyond individual factors, this case highlights a legal and moral cause. Should the punishment of crime extend beyond prison into exile? Or is that a second sentence layered on top of the first? The criminology. Now, let's unpack this case through the lens of criminological theories. Strain theory suggests that individuals who face blocked opportunities like social exclusion or barriers to full belonging may turn to crime as a way of coping with frustration. Routine activity theory reminds us that crime happens when a motivated offender meets a suitable target without capable guardianship. In this case, circumstances aligned in tragic ways. Labeling theory offers another insight. Being legally categorized as a foreigner may shape how the justice system responds. Deportation becomes not just a punishment, but a way of saying, "You don't belong here." Through these theories, we see this case not just as an isolated tragedy, but as part of broader patterns of youth crime, immigration debates, and the tensions between punishment and belonging. So I want to put the question to you. If someone is raised in a country but never granted citizenship, should they be treated as a foreigner in criminal sentencing? Does deportation reduce crime, or does it just shift responsibility elsewhere? And most importantly, what balance should exist between justice, rehabilitation, and state sovereignty? This is why we do this, to move beyond the headline and really ask why crime happens. Here on Case, Cause, and Criminology, every episode breaks down the case, the cause, and the criminology. If you found this analysis thought-provoking, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Because true crime isn't just about what happened, it's about understanding why. Until next time, stay critical.